Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a look for you. It's Ellie from the Last of Us 2 trailer. I'm going to be doing her makeup look just in the face, not anything else. So I'm actually going to be playing Ellie from the Last of Us 2 at our next Comic-Con here in Kansas City, which is in about a month. So I just kind of wanted to do a practice, but also I just wanted to kind of show you guys how I get this look. Now it might change a little bit between now and then as I tweak it a little bit here and there, but I thought it would be a really fun little video to show you guys before Halloween if you guys want to try this look. So for most of you that don't know, the video game is actually not out yet. So the first Last of Us came out a couple of years ago. I played the video game with my husband. We cosplayed together as Joel and Ellie at our Comic-Con. It was super fun. Ellie was very young back then though. So it was, I say 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, it's been way longer than that. Wow, time has passed so quickly. Anyways, my husband and I cosplayed as Joel and Ellie, and like I said, Ellie was a lot younger back then. People estimate she was about, 13, 14 maybe. And now in the new trailer, she's a lot older, so it's gonna be a little bit more convincing for me to play her. But you don't always have to be the same age as a character to play them, especially in cosplay, so that's super fun and nice. So I was actually asked by Casey Geeks, which is a group here in Kansas City, to do a cosplay makeup tutorial video for them. So I'm actually gonna list all of the products I'm using down below with a link to where I bought them. Some of them might not have them because I got them in an Ipsy bag or something, especially with my regular makeup. But the special effects makeup that I got, I will link that down below so you guys can go and check that out. The first thing you want to do is make sure your face is clean. You definitely don't want an oily face because the products that you'll be using just won't stick right to it. But also it gives you a nice clean base to work with. So I'm actually going to be starting with the Ben Nye's Nose and Scar Wax in NW2 Fair. So again, I got this on a special effects website. It will be below. But you just want to use this, and you're also going to be using these. So I actually got these on Amazon. It was like $7. Again, I'll link these below. But they're just 7-piece spatula and carver set, and they're stainless steel. They're made in India. They're just super handy to work with the wax and sculpt it, as well as do a million other special effects things, which I'm not going to even get into because I am not on that playing field yet. But this is a nice little set. I just leave mine in here just so they stay nice and safe, and they're in plastic. They're not going to jab through any of my other products. But they're two-ended, so you can actually see what is, on each end. Like I said, I will link these. They were super cheap online. But this is actually how you're going to sculpt out your scars for Ellie. She's got a scar in her forehead. So Ellie also has a scar here, as well as one on her arm. I'm not going to be doing those today, just number one, to save time, but also I'm just focusing on the face. If you want me to do, a bigger in-depth, Ellie cosplay makeup tutorial, I can actually do that maybe closer to Comic-Con. Like I said, I really want to refine and tweak this look a lot more before it's final, before Comic-Con. I'm kind of a perfectionist in that way. So after you've cleaned your face, put on a little bit of moisturizer, let it sit in a little bit. I'm actually going to start with the Professional from Benefit. I just like this one. I don't like to wear a lot of foundation and stuff. In this look, I will be wearing a little bit more. But this is nice. It just gives you that poreless finish, which Ellie is younger. I don't have a lot of pores, but it'll just help my next processes of makeup stay in place a little bit better. Especially when you're at Comic-Con all day long, you sweat and you're running around and you're touching things and you're just, it's bound to come off and rub off a little bit. So you definitely want something that's going to help keep it in place. And I really like the Professional. It's just really smoothing, and it'll make me look a little bit younger, even though, like I said, I don't have a lot of fine lines or anything like that, but it'll help. Why not? You want to do everything you can to help. So I'm just going to put that right here underneath my eyes and on my nose. Okay, so I'm just taking Ben Nye's Scar Wax, just a little bit, doesn't take much. Roll it into a little caterpillar, and then take your sculpting tool and just start to blend it into your face, flattening it out on the edges so that it looks like it's blended in. It's not, big chunks. But you're going to leave a raised line in the middle. That's going to be your scar. that you're going to eventually open up here in a minute and put the blood into.
Here I'm taking just some melted coconut oil, and I'm rubbing that just a tiny bit onto my fingers and helping smooth that out so it looks more naturally into my skin. So here's my eyebrow scar. I'm not as happy with it as I was the first time, but this worked okay. So here I'm just taking my sculpting tool, it's a sharper edge, dipping it in some coconut oil, and then I'm just going to draw a line through the scar just to make the place where the blood's going to go. And then that is my NYX foundation and a blending brush, as well as a beauty blender. I preferred the beauty blender as it did not mess up my scar wax, but it's up to you on how you want to do that. It just was easier, and you're going to want to do a lot of blending with your scars, otherwise they're not going to blend into your skin and look natural. There's the NYX powder in banana, and I'm just putting that to set everything, make it look more natural. Here's my NYX eyebrow stuff. I'm just filling in my brows and pulling out a few hairs there as well and shaping my brows just like I've done in the past. Okay, here I'm just tightlining my upper waterline just, with some black, just to give me some fullness but not look like I'm wearing eyeliner. And then I did my lashes just the tiniest bit with a very light mascara, nothing too crazy. You don't want it to look like you have fake eyelashes. And then I just took some blush here, and I'm putting that underneath my eyes and on the bridge of my nose. That's where my freckles are going to go. So here is my saline and a toothbrush, which I'm going to mix with this dark foundation powder from NYX. And that's going to be what I'm going to use as my freckles. You just want to make sure it's really smooth before you start flicking it. So you just kind of want to place them where you think you might need them. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's not too hard. Then I'm going to blot that with just a paper towel or a tissue, however you want to do it. It just helps it look more natural. And then again, beauty blender with what I used earlier, just left over on it, just helps it look more natural. And again, a little bit more banana powder, again, just to help it set it, but also makes it look more natural and set into the face. So I'm just going to take my NYX contour palette, and I'm going to use the color, the third on the bottom row over to the right. It doesn't have any names, but it's that kind of brownie, lighter brownie color. I'm just going to use that to kind of contour, but also use as some like dirt / bruising. You'll kind of see at the end it looks very realistic. Just kind of play around with some of the colors. I'm just kind of putting a little bit here underneath my eyes to make my eyes look a little darker. Not a lot, just a tiny bit. So I'm just going to take the Ben Nye cream color in Fresh Cut, and I'm going to put that on a textured sponge, which I'll list below, and I'm just going to do a little bit. I kind of did a little bit too much here, more than I wanted to, so I'm going to have to play around with that next time. But I kind of just blotted some of it out to help it not be so crazy colored red. And then I kind of did some other little fresh scabs down at the bottom. So I'm just going to take my NYX contour palette again, that same color I used earlier, and just kind of help dirty that up since it was a little too red, and it kind of just helps it look darker. Okay, so I'm going to take Ben Nye Fresh Scab, which is this like gooier kind of stuff, and I'm going to put it into the actual middle of my wound. It's a nice darker color, it's very thick, so it's really easy to help, I did some splatters here and there, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And I helped, give a little bit more texture to the the wound on the left side of my face. Here I'm going to take Ben Nye's Dark Blood, again on that little sponge. I should have probably blotted it out like on a, you know, plate or something, but I won't remember that for next time. And then I just, obviously, see, put a little bit too much on my head, but that's fine. Use my fingers, that's a nice little technique, that's simple. And then here again, I took it again on a brush, and I'm starting at the very end of where my blood drip will lay, just so I can know how far down I need to go. And I'm going to get a little bit more on there to start the line. And you don't want it to be a straight line, you kind of want it to be a little jagged and look like it's kind of run down your face, because it's not perfect. Get a little bit on my eyelashes, which again helps it to be a little bit more realistic, because if it's dripping down your eye, it's going to get in your eyelashes. Again, in your eyebrow, you're going to have some extra, and then when you blink, you're going to have that extra in there as well. That's going to kind of, you know, soak up and up into the crease of your eye. And then I put quite a bit on the end there, because it's going to look like it's, you know, bubbled up at the end there. And then I put a few little dots here and there. Use it again on that left side, just kind of give it some more definition. Kind of want to use a lot of different bloods, it makes it look a lot more realistic. And then I used it as another splatter in different parts of my face. And I added a little bit more, I think, here to my eyebrow, just because it's going to bubble up a little bit there as well, just because it's going to hit hair and move around. You got to think about how liquid moves down your face like that. Then I'm just going to take some leftover of the fresh scab in that with that, and just give it some texture on that left side.
Okay guys, so this is my finished product for now. I'm already seeing things I want to tweak and do different for next time, but as you can see, the process took me a long time, probably total maybe 40 minutes. And like I said, I didn't do anything on the neck or on the arms, which I'm going to have to do for my cosplay for Ellie. As you can see, I added a lot of texture to the face, which is what you want to do. Like I said, this scar, I feel like I did better the first time I did Ellie. Like I said, this is, I don't know if I said, but this is the first time I've actually used the wax. Before, I think I used, a lot of people use, like glue sticks, and that's what I used last time. But I figured since I had this, I would have, you know, and I was doing it for the scar, I might as well just use that for my eye as well. It's a lot softer than the glue stick that I used, so it was a little bit harder to use, but as you can see, I used some coconut oil. A lot of people say KY jelly works as well, but you just use it to like help blend it in and make it look more natural. And the more you use your fingers a little bit, you know, or a sponge, especially like one of these, it will kind of make it look more textured like your skin. But I need to practice a little bit more on the eye. It's a little wonky and crooked. I feel like this turned out so well though. I was worried at first. I was like, oh god, it's not gonna even look like it. But it's perfect. And like I said, you want to dirty it up a little bit more around here. You don't want to just do a straight line down. That's what I've seen a lot of people do. But when you blink, you know, your eyes come up, and that's gonna, just like when you have makeup on and it smudges, you know. So, and I got a little bit on my eyelashes, because you know it's gonna stick to your eyelashes and get it a little bit more in your, you know, eyebrow, because again, the hair, it's gonna kind of, when you put something liquid, it's gonna dissipate. This I want to work on a little bit more. I think I used a little bit too much red. I tried to dirty it up a little bit and make it look a little bit more like bruised with my contour color, but it just didn't work. I'm just gonna have to do a little bit less next time. But it does look red, and I really like it. If I was doing a photo shoot, this would be a little bit more better, because you want to accentuate things just a little bit so that they come out in the photos. But as an in-person cosplay, I feel like this is just a little bit too much. Again, I didn't really do I did start to do like some freckles on my neck, but you can see I kind of like dirtied up around the edges. I like tried to splatter blood, because you know she's killing people in this video, in this trailer, and so you know you kill people, you get splattered blood on you. So I wanted it to be in different spots. I didn't want just like, you know, one spot of blood, which is what I've kind of seen. I like the dark blood just because it looks aged and oxidized, so it looks like it's been sitting on my face for a little while. If you saw, I kind of like let the little drop go at the bottom, and I did use a little bit of the fresh scab kind of in there just to kind of darken it up a little bit, as well as over here and like on here and just little dots throughout my face, just because I found it was a little easier to work with. This does the dark blood does dry pretty quickly, so if it's on your brush and you're not doing it quickly enough, it will dry out. I did learn that the hard way. But I mean, overall, I feel like this is a pretty good look. I didn't want to put too much mascara on. Ellie does not have mascara on, but I still like wanted to give my eyelashes something. I might go buy a brown mascara instead of a black one, or I might just do clear, which I've done before, just to kind of give my eyelashes some lift, because mine do stick straight out, and that way it'll still hold them up. But overall, I feel like this is a pretty good look. I did use a little bit more foundation than I normally do, but I think that helped everything kind of adhere to it, and obviously it helped the wounds look real. I don't know why I just could not get this eyebrow scar to work, but I'm gonna play with it and work on it a little bit, and kind of just make it look a little bit more realistic. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love some creative criticism. Like I said, I'm new to the wax and the real, like, good Ben Nye blood. I've only used like the crappy stuff from the Halloween store in past. I mean, it's worked, but this is so much better. It's like a whole new level of, it looks so real. Again, like, I want to hear your guys' criticism. If you guys have you know, ideas to make it look a little better, link me some videos of some people online, or you online on YouTube. I will link the girl I kind of like did my research, especially with the blood. I was really trying to figure out what blood I wanted to get and what would be the best, and I'll link her video down below, the one I watched. She kind of like goes through all of these bloods, and it just tells you which is good for what kind of thing, and then shows you how to use them, and then shows you different like techniques you can use to make them look, to make the blood look real. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. I'm super excited to hear from you. I would really like to maybe do this video again after Comic-Con and show you guys how much it's improved between now and then, and things that I've tweaked, and then just talk about that. But yeah, I'm so excited to show this look to you guys. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.